That happens if you get careless. It did a little damage. Hello everybody and welcome to day 112 of my Jaguar S-Type restoration. Last time I ended up with the first of my HEV8 cylinder heads exhaust ports properly cleaned from carbon deposits. With all the experience gained, I will try to achieve the same on the remaining three. I thought it may be a good idea to sort the flap wheels in advance. That's the 80 grit ones. So let's prepare at least 3 of those. I'll start with the portions underneath the valve seats. As you can see, the sealing surface is here on top, so there's nothing which can go wrong. In relation to the exhaust ports, this 20mm wheel is quite big and the flaps even expand if it's rotating, so I need to insert it first and then turn on the grinder. I already removed quite some material on this side and it actually seems all the exhaust valve seats are offset a tiny bit into this direction. That's by far the worst cylinder when it's about carbon buildup. So here's the results of my first pass compared to the still untreated last port. As you can see, the portions drilled to fit the valve seats are not well aligned with the rest of the port, so there's still carbon sticking in between here. As you could see, the smaller one is also a lot more aggressive to the valve seat itself without doing any damage, as long as I take care. That's cutting much better than the 20mm was. You can see a big difference compared to this side. When it was about removing this very sticky carbon, I had to go with the lower edge and take care not to hit the valve seat. So let's do the same on those two. Perfect, so finally the bad ones. Now up to the final untreated port, I will skip the 20mm wheel and right start out with the 10mm one. Voila! I should also be able to use this 10mm wheel for the upper portions, but to get there easier, let's turn the head around. I already did some grinding here last time using the 20mm wheel. That happens if you get careless. I did a little damage, which won't matter. With the small wheel attached, you are always at risk to contact the casting with this rotating metal portion. Now up to the final part. As you could see, this hasn't been a big deal today. I was slipping off 1 or 2 times because I wasn't grabbing this with both hands. Once inside, that's a no-brainer, especially you can't touch the valve seats from the exhaust side. Here at the transition from the vertical to the horizontal portion, there's one area quite hard to get to. It's now up to attempting the peak radius, and again I will start out with the 10mm flap wheel. Again, the double S shape of this hump underneath the valve stems only allowed me to clean out the bottoms and the hump itself, but not the two radiuses on the sides, which are much smaller. Luckily, I've still a bunch of those Christmas trees left, which would help me out. My first pass is over and there's still carbon left in the corners. So let's try a Christmas tree with a tighter tip. I had to be really careful when sticking this tool through the valve seats. So now one more pass with an 80 grit wheel. As you can see, all the exhaust ports are now cleaned out properly without damaging even one valve seat. If you enjoyed this video, you may want to give it a thumbs up or even subscribe. See you back on my channel. Goodbye.